Welcome to Stories of Growth. Today, we're diving into 10 timeless principles for building unshakable confidence. These principles are rooted in Stoicism, but they're also incredibly practical and applicable to our modern lives. Let's explore how you can transform your mindset and begin living with the kind of confidence that stands firm. No matter what life throws your way, confidence is not something you're born with, it's a skill, a mindset that you cultivate over time. In the Stoic tradition, confidence comes from understanding yourself, mastering your emotions, and aligning your actions with your values. Confidence starts from within. At its core, confidence is rooted in self-trust, the ability to rely on yourself, to know that no matter what happens, you have the strength and capability to handle it. The Stoics believe that true confidence doesn't come from external validation or achievements. It comes from the quiet, unshakable belief in your own inner resources. Building self-trust requires you to be honest with yourself, to know your strengths and weaknesses, and to commit to growth. Start small by setting goals you know you can achieve, and as you build momentum, gradually increase the challenge. Each time you follow through on a commitment, you're reinforcing the message to yourself that you can be trusted. In Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius reminds us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, our character. When you place trust in your ability to navigate life's challenges, you become less dependent on external factors and more anchored in your own strength. Confidence doesn't mean knowing everything. It means trusting that you can figure things out as you go. Confidence starts from within. It's rooted in self-trust, the belief that no matter what happens, you have the strength and resourcefulness to handle it. In Stoicism, the idea is clear. Confidence doesn't come from external validation or the opinions of others. It grows when you can rely on yourself, knowing that you'll show up when it matters. Building self-trust isn't about knowing the future or having everything figured out. It's about consistently taking action, even when you're unsure of the outcome. Many people think confidence is something you either have or you don't, but in reality, it's built through small, consistent actions over time. Let me share a few stories that illustrate this principle. I want to tell you about Sarah, a woman who was terrified of public speaking. Every time she thought about standing in front of a crowd, her hands would sweat, and she'd start second-guessing herself. Despite her fear, she knew that public speaking was essential for her career growth. Instead of giving in to that fear, she decided to take small, consistent steps to build her confidence. Sarah started small. She began by practicing short speeches in front of a mirror, then graduated to speaking in front of a trusted friend. Eventually, she joined a local public speaking group where she could practice in a supportive environment. Each time she spoke, she felt nervous, but she showed up anyway. Over time, those small victories added up. She began to trust herself, knowing that even if she felt anxious, she could still perform well. The key takeaway from Sarah's story is that confidence is built by consistently showing up, even when you're uncertain. It's not about waiting until you feel ready, it's about taking action despite the uncertainty. By proving to herself that she could do it, she developed the self-trust that laid the foundation for unshakable confidence. Let me share another story about John, who wanted to start his own business. He had a great idea, but self-doubt kept holding him back. He was worried about failing, about not being able to handle the challenges that come with entrepreneurship. But instead of letting that fear stop him, he decided to take consistent, small actions toward his goal. John began by setting small, achievable goals, things like researching his market, building a simple website, and reaching out to potential clients. With every small step he took, he gained more confidence in his ability to move forward. Over time, as he started to see progress, he developed the self-belief that he could succeed, even though he still faced setbacks. His consistent actions had already built a foundation of trust in himself. John's journey teaches us that confidence isn't about taking one giant leap. It's about making steady progress, one small step at a time. By focusing on what he could control, his daily actions and efforts, he strengthened his self-trust, which in turn fueled his confidence to take on bigger challenges. Now, let's talk about how you can apply these principles to your own life. Here are some practical steps you can take to build self-trust and confidence. Starting today, affirmations are a powerful way to reprogram your mind and reinforce positive beliefs about yourself. Each morning, take a few moments to speak affirmations that resonate with you. It could be something like, "I trust myself to handle whatever comes my way," or "I am capable of achieving my goals." The more you repeat these affirmations, the more they become ingrained in your mind, helping you build self-confidence over time. One of the best ways to build self-trust is to remind yourself of the successes you've already achieved. Set aside time each week to journal about your wins, big or small. Reflect on moments when you overcame challenges, when you followed through on your commitments, or when you took action despite feeling uncertain. By regularly revisiting these moments, you strengthen your belief in your ability to succeed in the future. Progress is a powerful motivator. When you track your efforts, you give yourself visible proof that you're moving forward. Whether it's checking off daily habits, tracking your workouts, or marking milestones on your goals, seeing that progress can boost your confidence significantly. It's not about perfection, it's about showing yourself that you're consistently taking steps in the right direction. Remember, confidence is not a destination, it's a journey. It's built through small, consistent actions that accumulate over time. When you trust yourself, you're no longer dependent on the approval of others or the certainty of outcomes. You're anchored in your own strength and resilience. Start by implementing these practices into your daily routine. Even if it's just a few minutes each day, these small actions can have a big impact over time. The more you show up for yourself, the more you'll begin to trust yourself, and that's the foundation of unshakable confidence. One of the biggest obstacles to confidence is fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But what if you reframed fear as a signal that you're on the path to growth? The Stoics believed that discomfort is not something to avoid, but something to embrace. It's through challenges and adversity that we discover our true capabilities. When you lean into discomfort, you expand your comfort zone. The more you face challenges, the more confident you become in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Confidence isn't about avoiding difficulties, it's about facing them head-on and proving to yourself that you can rise to the occasion. Make a commitment to embrace discomfort as a necessary part of growth. Whether it's having that tough conversation, taking on a new project, or stepping into an unfamiliar environment, see these moments as opportunities to build your confidence. Each time you do something difficult, you're reinforcing the belief that you're capable of more than you thought. Confidence doesn't mean never facing obstacles or setbacks. In fact, it's during the most challenging moments of life that true confidence is forged. Resilience and grit are the core ingredients that help you build unshakable confidence, even when the path ahead is uncertain. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, while grit is the determination to keep moving forward despite obstacles. The Stoics taught that challenges are not to be feared. They are opportunities to strengthen your character. Confidence grows not when everything is easy, but when you push through adversity and come out stronger on the other side. Let's start with resilience. Resilience is what allows you to recover quickly from difficulties. It's what gives you the strength to rise again after life knocks you down. In the Stoic tradition, resilience is closely tied to the idea of accepting what you cannot control and focusing your energy on what you can. This mindset allows you to keep moving forward, even when circumstances are tough. Grit, on the other hand, is all about perseverance. It's that inner drive that keeps you going, even when progress is slow and the road is filled with challenges. Grit is the ability to stay committed to your goals over the long haul, no matter how many obstacles you face. It's knowing that confidence isn't built overnight, but through consistent effort and a refusal to give up. The combination of resilience and grit creates a powerful foundation for confidence. When you know that you have the strength to recover from setbacks and the determination to keep going no matter what, you develop an unshakable belief in yourself. Building resilience and grit isn't something that happens passively, it requires intentional practice. Let's talk about a few practical exercises that can help you develop these traits, which in turn will build your confidence. One of the best ways to develop resilience and grit is by gradually increasing your exposure to discomfort. Start by taking small risks every day, whether it's speaking up in a meeting, trying something new, or challenging yourself physically. The idea isn't to overwhelm yourself, but to slowly expand your comfort zone. Each time you face discomfort and push through it, you're training your mind to handle bigger challenges with more confidence. Over time, these small risks accumulate, and what once felt uncomfortable becomes routine. The more you embrace discomfort, the more resilient you become. This resilience then translates into greater confidence, because you've proven to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. Another powerful exercise is reflecting on past challenges and how you overcame them. Take time to think about difficult situations you've faced in the past, whether it was a career setback, a personal loss, or a time when you felt completely out of your depth. Reflect on how you managed to get through those situations, what inner resources you drew upon, and what you learned from the experience. When you remind yourself of the times you've already overcome adversity, you reinforce the belief that you can do it again. It's easy to forget your own strength when you're in the midst of a challenge, but by regularly reflecting on how far you've come, you build the resilience needed to face new obstacles with confidence. The final exercise is about deliberate exposure to discomfort. This is the concept behind practices like cold exposure, physical endurance training, or taking on progressively challenging goals. The idea is to train your mind and body to become comfortable with discomfort. By gradually increasing the level of challenge, you build both grit and resilience. Each time you push yourself beyond what you thought you could handle, your confidence grows. Confidence is built when you prove to yourself, over and over again, that you're stronger than you think. By making discomfort a part of your daily routine, you desensitize yourself to fear and anxiety. You learn to face challenges with a mindset that says, "I've done hard things before, and I can do them again." Resilience and grit are the bedrock of confidence. They allow you to keep moving forward, even when the road is tough. Remember, confidence isn't about always knowing the right answer or never feeling doubt. It's about trusting that you have the ability to handle whatever life throws at you. When you combine resilience, the ability to bounce back, with grit, the determination to keep pushing, you become unstoppable. Over time, as you develop these traits, you'll notice that your confidence becomes less about external factors and more about the belief that you can navigate any situation. You become more comfortable taking risks, more willing to embrace uncertainty, and more confident in your ability to create the life you want, no matter what challenges arise. Incorporate these exercises into your daily routine. Take small risks, reflect on your past successes, and gradually increase your exposure to discomfort. The more you practice, the more resilient and gritty you'll become. And with that resilience comes a deeper, more unshakable confidence. Confidence is deeply connected to living in alignment with your values. When your actions are congruent with what you truly believe in, you build integrity, self-respect, and inner strength. The Stoics taught that living virtuously, according to your highest principles, creates a sense of inner peace and confidence that is unshakable. When you know what you stand for, you're less likely to be swayed by external pressures. Confidence comes from knowing that you're acting in line with your principles, regardless of what others think or say. This alignment creates a solid foundation from which you can move forward with clarity and conviction. Take time to reflect on your core values. What are the principles that matter most to you? Once you've identified them, commit to making decisions and taking actions that align with those values. When your actions reflect your beliefs, you'll find that your confidence grows naturally, because you're living authentically. True confidence isn't just about feeling good about yourself. It's about living in alignment with what truly matters to you. When your actions reflect your core values, you create a sense of integrity, self-respect, and inner strength that forms the foundation for unshakable confidence. The Stoics believed that living virtuously, acting in accordance with principles like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, creates a deep, lasting confidence. Why? Because when you live by your values, you're no longer swayed by external opinions or the need for approval. Instead, your self-worth is anchored in something far more stable, your commitment to living authentically and with integrity. Think about it. How often do we feel conflicted or uncertain because our actions don't match what we truly believe? When there's a gap between what you value and how you act, that inner conflict erodes your confidence. But when you consistently make decisions based on your values, you build trust in yourself. You know that, regardless of the outcome, you're acting in a way that's true to who you are. Living in alignment with your values creates a powerful sense of self-confidence because you're no longer dependent on external factors like praise, status, or approval. Your confidence is rooted in the knowledge that you're living according to your highest principles. This is what the Stoics referred to as living in accordance with nature. When you base your decisions on your core values, you naturally become more confident in your actions. Even when things don't go as planned, you can stand firm knowing that you did what was right by your standards. This kind of confidence is unshakable because it's grounded in who you are at your core, not in how others perceive you. Aligning your actions with your values is a daily practice. Let's talk about a few practical steps you can take to live more authentically and build the kind of confidence that comes from knowing you're staying true to yourself. Start by identifying the principles that matter most to you. Take some time to reflect and write down your core values. These could include things like integrity, kindness, growth, family, courage, or honesty. Ask yourself, what do I want to stand for? What principles do I want to guide my decisions and actions? When you clarify your values, you create a strong foundation that helps you make decisions with confidence. Once you have your core values written down, Keep them somewhere visible, on your desk, in your journal, or even as a note on your phone. The idea is to remind yourself daily of what really matters to you. When you have a clear understanding of your values, you'll find it easier to navigate challenges and make choices that align with your true self. One of the most practical ways to build confidence is to use your values as a compass for decision-making. Whenever you're faced with a choice, big or small, pause and ask yourself, which option aligns with my values? By consistently choosing the path that reflects your principles, you'll feel more confident in your decisions, even if they're difficult or unpopular. Remember, values-driven decisions might not always be the easiest, but they're the ones that will bring you peace of mind and a sense of integrity. Over time, as you build a habit of acting in line with your values, you'll notice that your confidence becomes more stable because it's rooted in your authentic self. Self-reflection is key to building confidence through values-driven living. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to reflect on your actions. Ask yourself, did I live in alignment with my values today? Where did I stay true to myself? And where did I fall short? By reflecting daily, you not only reinforce your commitment to living authentically, but also identify areas where you can improve. Daily reflection helps you stay aware of your actions and ensures that you're continually aligning your behavior with your principles. Over time, this practice builds a deep sense of self-assurance because you're consistently living in a way that resonates with your true self. Even when faced with setbacks, you'll feel confident knowing that you're living in integrity with your values. When you consistently align your actions with your values, you're no longer seeking external validation or approval. Your confidence comes from within, from the knowledge that you're living a life of integrity and purpose. This kind of confidence is resilient. It doesn't waver with the opinions of others or the ups and downs of life. Values-driven living not only fosters confidence, but also brings a sense of fulfillment and peace. When you know that your actions reflect who you truly are, you feel more grounded, more certain of your path, and more capable of handling whatever comes your way. This is the kind of confidence that remains steady, regardless of external circumstances. To build this kind of confidence, make it a habit to reflect on your values. Use them as your guide in decision-making, and consistently check in with yourself to ensure you're living in alignment with what matters most to you. The more you practice, the stronger your sense of self becomes, and the more unshakable your confidence will be. The way you talk to yourself has a profound impact on your confidence. The Stoics were masters of controlling their inner dialogue, constantly reminding themselves to focus on what they could control and to let go of negative self-talk. If you want to build unshakable confidence, you must become aware of the stories you tell yourself and actively work to rewrite them. One powerful practice is to challenge the limiting beliefs that hold you back. When a thought like "I'm not good enough" or "I always mess things up" arises, ask yourself, is this really true? What evidence do I have to support this? More often than not, you'll find that these thoughts are based on fear rather than reality. Replace negative self-talk with affirmations that are rooted in truth. Remind yourself of your strengths, past successes, and the fact that you're capable of growth. Confidence isn't about never doubting yourself, it's about recognizing those doubts and choosing not to let them define you. One of the most powerful aspects of confidence is your inner dialogue, the constant stream of thoughts running through your mind. The Stoics understood that our thoughts shape our reality, and that by mastering our inner dialogue, we can build unshakable confidence. Negative self-talk is one of the biggest barriers to confidence, but the good news is that it can be transformed into positive, empowering beliefs. Negative self-talk often stems from fear, past experiences, or limiting beliefs. It's that critical voice that says, "I'm not good enough," or "I always mess things up." But what if you could catch these thoughts and reframe them into something that builds you up instead of tearing you down? That's exactly what we're going to explore today. Let's start with some common examples of negative self-talk and how you can reframe them. Remember, the goal isn't to ignore your feelings or pretend everything is perfect. It's to acknowledge those thoughts and consciously choose a more constructive perspective. This is one of the most common forms of negative self-talk, believing that you're not enough. Instead of letting this thought define you, remind yourself that growth is a journey, and every step forward is progress. By focusing on improvement rather than perfection, you shift from self-criticism to self-encouragement, which strengthens your confidence. We all make mistakes, but dwelling on them only keeps you stuck. Instead, acknowledge that mistakes are part of growth. When you remind yourself that every setback is a learning opportunity, you begin to see challenges as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. This mindset builds resilience and boosts your confidence in handling future obstacles. Challenges are inevitable, but your response to them is what defines your confidence. By focusing on your ability to find solutions and overcome difficulties, you replace the helplessness of "I can't" with the empowerment of "I can figure this out." This shift in mindset encourages persistence and reinforces your belief in your own capabilities. Transforming negative self-talk doesn't happen overnight. It's a daily practice. The more intentional you are about becoming aware of your thoughts and choosing positive alternatives, the more natural it becomes. Let's talk about some practical ways to make this a habit in your life. Journaling is one of the most effective ways to become aware of your inner dialogue. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to write down any negative thoughts you experienced and how they affected you. Once they are on paper, challenge those thoughts. Ask yourself, is this really true? What's a more empowering way to look at this situation? By reflecting and reframing in your journal, you train your mind to catch these thoughts in real time and replace them with more supportive ones. Affirmations are a powerful tool for rewiring your mindset. Each morning, choose a few affirmations that resonate with you. Statements like, "I am capable of handling anything that comes my way," or "I trust myself to make the right decisions." Repeat these affirmations out loud or write them down multiple times. The more you reinforce these positive beliefs, the more they become part of your natural thought patterns. Mindfulness is about being fully present and aware of your thoughts without judgment. Throughout the day, make it a habit to check in with your thoughts. Whenever you notice a negative thought creeping in, pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself if this thought is serving you. If it's not, consciously choose a more empowering perspective. By staying mindful, you can catch negative self-talk before it spirals out of control and redirect your thoughts towards something more positive. When you take control of your inner dialogue, you take control of your confidence. Your thoughts shape your reality, so when you learn to catch and reframe negative self-talk, you empower yourself to face challenges with a stronger, more resilient mindset. Confidence isn't about never doubting yourself, it's about recognizing those doubts and choosing not to let them define you. Over time, as you practice these techniques, you'll notice that your self-talk becomes naturally more positive. Instead of tearing yourself down, you'll be your own greatest supporter. This shift in mindset not only builds confidence, but also brings a sense of inner peace and self-acceptance. Incorporate these practices into your daily routine, journal your thoughts, use affirmations, and stay mindful of your inner dialogue. The more you practice, the more confident and empowered you'll feel in every area of your life. One of the key principles in Stoicism is the idea of detachment from outcomes. Many people lose confidence because they tie their self-worth to specific results, whether it's a promotion, a relationship, or approval from others. But the truth is, you can't control outcomes. You can only control your actions and intentions. When you detach from outcomes, you free yourself from the fear of failure. Confidence isn't about always winning, it's about giving your best effort, regardless of the result. The Stoics taught that success lies in doing your duty with excellence, not in the accolades or recognition that might follow. In your journey toward building unshakable confidence, practice focusing on the process rather than the end goal. When you're no longer obsessed with winning or losing, you can perform with greater freedom and authenticity. Paradoxically, this often leads to better outcomes because you're fully engaged in the present moment. One of the core principles of Stoicism is learning to detach from outcomes. Many of us struggle with anxiety and self-doubt because we tie our self-worth to specific results, whether it's getting a promotion, achieving a certain status, or receiving approval from others. But when we focus too much on outcomes, we create pressure, stress, and anxiety that often sabotage our efforts. The Stoics understood that true confidence and peace come from focusing on the process, not the result. Detachment doesn't mean apathy or lack of ambition. It means shifting your focus from what's outside of your control, like results or other people's reactions, to what's within your control, your actions, your attitude, and your effort. When you practice detachment, you free yourself from the anxiety that comes with trying to control things that are ultimately beyond your reach. Think about a time when you were so focused on a specific outcome that it paralyzed you with fear. Maybe you were worried about failing an important test, landing a dream job, or impressing someone you admire. The more you obsessed over the result, the more anxious and distracted you became. This is where detachment comes in. By letting go of the fixation on the outcome and focusing on the process, you reduce anxiety and improve your performance. When you shift your attention from the result to the effort you're putting in, you become more present, more engaged, and more effective. Instead of being consumed by what might happen in the future, you immerse yourself fully in the present moment. which naturally leads to better performance and a sense of inner peace. We're often taught to set goals based on specific results, like losing 10 pounds, earning a promotion, or achieving a certain milestone. While these goals can be motivating, they also create pressure and anxiety because they're focused on things we can't fully control. Instead, try setting process-oriented goals. These are goals based on the actions and habits that lead to success, rather than the success itself. For example, instead of focusing on the outcome of getting a promotion, set a goal to consistently improve your skills, show up with a positive attitude, and take initiative in your work. By focusing on the process, you relieve the pressure of achieving a specific outcome and instead immerse yourself in actions that are within your control. This approach reduces anxiety and allows you to perform at your best. Process-oriented goals shift your mindset from "I must achieve this specific thing" to "I'm committed to showing up and giving my best effort every day." The result? You're less stressed, more focused, and more likely to achieve your goals because you're consistently putting in the work. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present in the moment, without judgment or distraction. When you practice mindfulness during tasks, you train yourself to focus on the task itself rather than getting lost in thoughts about the outcome. This helps you stay calm, focused, and engaged, which naturally leads to better results. Before starting a task, take a few moments to ground yourself. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and remind yourself to focus on the process rather than the result. As you work, whenever you catch your mind wandering to worries about the outcome, gently bring your attention back to the task at hand. This simple practice not only reduces anxiety but also enhances your focus and performance. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for detaching from outcomes because it keeps you centered in the present moment. The more you practice staying present, the easier it becomes to let go of future worries and give your full attention to what you're doing right now. At the end of each day, instead of focusing on whether you achieved a specific result, take time to reflect on the effort you put in. Ask yourself, did I show up with integrity? Did I give my best effort? Did I stay aligned with my values? By reflecting on your effort rather than the outcome, you reinforce the idea that success is about how you approach your goals, not just whether you hit a certain target. This practice builds self-confidence because it shifts your focus from what's outside of your control to what's within your control, your actions, attitude, and resilience. Over time, you'll notice that you feel more empowered and less anxious, even when the outcome is uncertain. By consistently reflecting on your effort and process, you create a mindset that's resilient and focused. You learn to trust yourself because you know that, regardless of the outcome, you're committed to giving your best effort. And that's where true confidence comes from, knowing that you can control how you show up, even if you can't control the final result. Detachment from outcomes isn't about lowering your standards or caring less about your goals. It's about freeing yourself from the pressure and anxiety that come from trying to control what's beyond your reach. When you focus on the process, you find that you perform better, you're more resilient in the face of setbacks, and you build a deep, unshakable confidence that comes from knowing you're giving your best effort every day. Over time, as you practice detaching from outcomes, you'll find that your anxiety decreases, your focus sharpens, and your confidence grows. You'll stop worrying so much about what others think or whether you'll achieve a specific outcome, and instead, you'll find joy and fulfillment in the process of growth and improvement. Incorporate these exercises into your daily routine, set process-oriented goals, practice mindfulness during tasks, and reflect on your effort at the end of the day. The more you practice detachment, the more you'll discover that your confidence doesn't depend on external results. It's rooted in your commitment to living with purpose, integrity, and resilience. Confidence is built through consistency. The Stoics emphasized the importance of small, daily habits that accumulate over time to create significant change. It's not the grand gestures but the small, consistent actions that build trust in yourself and reinforce your belief that you can achieve what you set out to do. Think about how confidence grows when you keep promises to yourself. Whether it's waking up early, completing a workout, or sticking to a steady schedule, each small win reinforces your belief that you can rely on yourself. Over time, these consistent actions create a compound effect, turning what were once doubts into a deep sense of self-assurance. Incorporate small, manageable habits into your daily routine. Don't underestimate the power of consistency. When you prove to yourself day after day that you can follow through, you're building a reservoir of confidence that you can draw from whenever life gets challenging. Consistency is the secret ingredient behind all great achievements. Whether you're aiming to build a successful career, improve your health, or master a skill, it's not the grand gestures that make the difference, it's the small, consistent actions taken daily. The Stoics believed in the power of small habits to create lasting change. When you're consistent, even tiny steps compound over time into significant results. Consistency isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. It's showing up every day, even when it's tough, even when you're not motivated. The key to long-term success and confidence lies in those small, daily actions that, over time, build momentum and lead to incredible results. Let's take a look at some real-life examples of how small, consistent habits can lead to big results. There's a concept known as the 1% rule, which states that if you improve by just 1% every day, those small gains add up to something extraordinary over time. Let's say you commit to reading just 10 pages of a book every day. At first, it might not seem like much, but over the course of a year, that adds up to over 3,650 pages, equivalent to about 18 to 20 books. Imagine the knowledge and insights you'd gain simply by staying consistent with that small habit. The same principle applies to any area of life, whether it's exercising, learning a new skill, or saving money. When you focus on small, manageable habits and stay consistent, you set yourself up for long-term success. Over time, these habits compound and lead to big changes that can transform your life. Let me tell you about James, who wanted to get back into shape. Instead of trying to jump into an intense workout routine, he started with something small, doing just 5 push-ups a day. It didn't seem like much at first, but after a few weeks, those 5 push-ups turned into 10, then 20, and eventually, he built a consistent workout routine that he could stick to. By starting small and staying consistent, James was able to build a sustainable habit that transformed his health and fitness. The lesson here is that you don't need to make drastic changes overnight. Start with something small, something so simple that you can't fail, and then build on that foundation. The key is to stay consistent. Over time, those small efforts snowball into significant results that boost both your confidence and your ability to achieve more. Consistency is all about building routines, tracking progress, and celebrating your wins, no matter how small. Let's dive into some practical tips to help you stay consistent and build unshakable confidence. Routines are the backbone of consistency. When you build a routine around your goals, you make it easier to show up every day without having to rely on willpower alone. Start by identifying the key habits that will move you closer to your goals. Then, structure your day around those habits. For example, if your goal is to improve your mental well-being, you might create a morning routine that includes meditation, journaling, and setting intentions for the day. By doing these activities at the same time each day, they become automatic, making it easier to stay consistent. The more you repeat these habits, the more they become a natural part of your lifestyle. Tracking your progress is a powerful way to stay motivated and consistent. Whether you use a habit tracker, a journal, or an app, keeping a record of your daily habits gives you a visual reminder of your commitment. It also helps you see how far you've come, even if the progress is gradual. Tracking progress makes your efforts tangible. It turns abstract goals into measurable achievements. When you see a streak of consistent days, you're more likely to keep going because you don't want to break the chain. This sense of momentum builds your confidence and reinforces your belief in your ability to stay committed. Remember, progress isn't always linear, and it's okay to have setbacks. The goal is to focus on the trend over time. Are you moving closer to your goals overall? By tracking your progress, you stay accountable to yourself and maintain the consistency needed to achieve long-term results. It's easy to get caught up in the big picture and overlook the small victories along the way, but celebrating small wins is crucial for building confidence and staying motivated. Each time you reach a milestone, no matter how small, take a moment to acknowledge your progress and give yourself credit for sticking to your routine. Celebrating small wins creates positive reinforcement. It reminds you that you're making progress, even if the end goal is still far away. These small celebrations keep you energized and motivated to continue, turning your consistent efforts into a positive feedback loop. Over time, these small wins build the confidence you need to take on bigger challenges. Your confidence grows every time you follow through on a commitment, no matter how small. By celebrating your progress, whether it's hitting a weekly target, sticking to your routine, or overcoming a small challenge, you reinforce the belief that you're capable of achieving even more. Consistency isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. When you focus on small, consistent habits, you create a solid foundation that leads to big results. Over time, these small actions compound, building both your confidence and your ability to achieve your goals. Remember, confidence is built through action. The more consistent you are, the more you prove to yourself that you're capable of following through. This sense of reliability, knowing that you can trust yourself to keep going, is the foundation of unshakable confidence. Incorporate these tips into your daily routine, create habits that support your goals, track your progress, and celebrate your wins. By staying consistent, you'll not only achieve your long-term goals, but also build the confidence and resilience needed to tackle whatever challenges life throws your way. Fear is often the biggest barrier to confidence, whether it's the fear of failure, rejection, or looking foolish. These fears can paralyze you, but the Stoics teach us that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's taking action in spite of it. Every time you face a fear directly, you weaken its grip on you and strengthen your confidence. Start by identifying the fears that hold you back. Then, rather than avoiding them, take small steps to confront them, whether it's practicing in a safe environment or gradually increasing the challenge. Each time you face your fear, you're training yourself to be more confident in the face of adversity. Remember, confidence isn't built by staying in your comfort zone, it's forged by stepping into discomfort and proving to yourself that you can handle it. Over time, the more you confront your fears, the more they diminish, and the more your confidence grows. Fear is a natural part of life. It's there to protect us, but too often, it holds us back from reaching our true potential. The Stoics understood that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to act in spite of it. If you want to build unshakable confidence, you need to learn how to face your fears head-on. Today, we're going to explore practical strategies that can help you confront fear, build resilience, and ultimately grow stronger because of it. Facing fear is not about making it disappear, it's about building the confidence and resilience to take action despite feeling afraid. The more you face your fears, the more you prove to yourself that they don't control you. Over time, you develop the inner strength to tackle bigger challenges with courage and confidence. Facing your fears can be daunting, but there are practical techniques that make the process more manageable. Let's dive into some of the most effective strategies for overcoming fear and building confidence. One of the most effective methods for overcoming fear is exposure therapy, a process where you gradually expose yourself to the source of your fear in small, manageable steps. This method works by desensitizing your mind and body to the fear response over time. Let's say you're afraid of speaking in public. Instead of jumping straight into giving a big presentation, you'd start with smaller steps. Begin by practicing in front of a mirror, then in front of a friend, and gradually work your way up to larger audiences. With each step, your fear diminishes because you're proving to yourself that you can handle it. The key is to start small and gradually increase the difficulty as you become more comfortable. Exposure therapy helps you build confidence because it breaks down your fear into manageable steps. You're not overwhelming yourself with the most challenging scenario right away, you're easing into it. Over time, this gradual exposure reduces the intensity of your fear and builds your confidence to face even bigger challenges. Growth happens when you push yourself beyond what feels comfortable. One powerful strategy for building confidence is setting incremental challenges, small, intentional actions that stretch your comfort zone just a bit each time. The goal is to consistently take on challenges that are slightly outside your comfort zone, gradually building up your tolerance for fear and discomfort. For example, if you're afraid of networking, start by challenging yourself to introduce yourself to one new person at an event. Once that becomes more comfortable, aim to have a short conversation with a stranger. Then, challenge yourself to initiate deeper conversations or speak up in group settings. By consistently taking small steps outside your comfort zone, you build resilience and confidence in your ability to handle fear. The key is to make these challenges incremental. You don't need to take giant leaps, just focus on making consistent progress. With each small victory, you expand your comfort zone, and what once felt intimidating starts to feel routine. Over time, you'll find that you're capable of handling much more than you initially thought. One of the most powerful ways to build confidence in facing fear is to look back on times when you've already done it successfully. We often forget how resilient we've been in the past, but reflecting on these experiences can remind you of your strength and ability to overcome challenges. Take some time to reflect on past experiences where you faced a fear and came out stronger on the other side. Maybe it was a time when you had to make a tough decision, stand up for yourself, or take a risk that felt scary. Reflect on how you felt before, during, and after the experience. Often, we realized that the fear was much bigger in our minds than it was in reality. By revisiting these moments, you reinforce the belief that you can face your fears again. The more you acknowledge your past successes, the more confident you become in your ability to handle future fears. It's a powerful reminder that you've already done hard things before, and you can do them again. Confidence grows through action, especially when that action involves facing your fears. The more you push yourself to confront what scares you, the more resilient and confident you become. Over time, what once seemed daunting becomes manageable, and you develop a mindset that welcomes challenges rather than avoiding them. Remember, fear is a natural response, but it doesn't have to control you. By practicing exposure therapy, setting incremental challenges, and reflecting on your past successes, you can transform fear into fuel for growth. Each time you face a fear, you're building inner strength, resilience, and the unshakable confidence that comes from knowing you can handle whatever life throws at you. Start small, be consistent, and celebrate each victory, no matter how minor it seems. With each step you take toward your fear, you're training yourself to be more courageous, more confident, and more capable. The result is a life lived not in the shadow of fear, but in the light of growth and possibility. Confidence isn't arrogance. True confidence is grounded in humility and gratitude. The Stoics believed that by recognizing how much we owe to others and being grateful for what we have, we stay connected to reality while remaining open to learning and growth. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already have. When you're grateful, you're more content and less likely to compare yourself to others, which is a key factor in building confidence. Humility, on the other hand, keeps you grounded and reminds you that there's always room to grow. Make it a daily practice to reflect on what you're grateful for. This simple habit not only boosts your mood but also reinforces your sense of self-worth. By recognizing the abundance in your life, you develop a confidence that isn't dependent on external circumstances. It's rooted in a deep appreciation for the present moment. Gratitude and humility are often overlooked when it comes to building confidence, but they're essential ingredients for resilience and self-assurance. The Stoics understood that true strength doesn't come from arrogance or entitlement, but from a deep appreciation for what we have and a humble acknowledgement of what we still have to learn. When you cultivate gratitude and practice humility, you become more grounded, more resilient, and more confident in your ability to navigate life's challenges. Gratitude keeps us focused on the positives in our lives, helping us build resilience in the face of adversity. Humility, on the other hand, allows us to stay open to learning and growth, which are key to building long-term self-assurance. Together, these qualities create a mindset that is both resilient and confident. Let's start with gratitude. Gratitude is the practice of recognizing and appreciating the good things in your life, no matter how small. It shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant, helping you cultivate a positive mindset. This practice is especially powerful when facing adversity. When you're able to find gratitude even in difficult times, you build the resilience to keep moving forward. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about acknowledging the good that still exists, even in the midst of difficulty. By focusing on what's going right, you strengthen your ability to bounce back from setbacks and maintain a sense of self-assurance, knowing that you have the resources, both internal and external, to navigate life's ups and downs. Gratitude is more than just a feeling, it's a practice that can be cultivated through intentional habits. Let's explore a few practical ways to make gratitude a daily part of your routine, helping you build both resilience and confidence. One of the simplest and most effective ways to practice gratitude is by keeping a daily gratitude journal. Each day, take a few minutes to write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big or significant. They could be as simple as a warm cup of coffee, a conversation with a friend, or the fact that you made it through a tough day. The key is to focus on the positives, no matter how small. By regularly writing down what you're grateful for, you train your mind to notice the good in your life. Over time, this habit rewires your brain to focus more on positive experiences, which builds resilience and boosts your overall sense of well-being. When you approach life with a mindset of gratitude, you naturally feel more confident and capable because you're anchored in a sense of abundance rather than scarcity. Gratitude isn't just about acknowledging what you're thankful for internally, it's also about expressing it outwardly. Make it a habit to regularly thank the people in your life, whether it's through a heartfelt message, a quick note, or simply telling them in person. Expressing gratitude to others not only strengthens your relationships but also reinforces your own sense of appreciation. When you take the time to express thanks, you're not only uplifting others, you're also reminding yourself of the support, kindness, and goodness that surround you. This practice helps you feel more connected and supported, which boosts your resilience and self-assurance. Gratitude is contagious, and the more you share it, the more positivity and confidence you'll cultivate in your own life. Gratitude isn't just for the good days, it's especially powerful during tough times. When you're going through a challenge, it's easy to get caught up in what's going wrong. But taking a moment to find something, anything, to be grateful for can shift your perspective and help you navigate difficulties with greater resilience. Even in the darkest moments, there is always something to be grateful for. By consciously choosing to focus on those small positives, you remind yourself that challenges are temporary and that you have the strength to overcome them. This mindset builds the kind of resilience and confidence that allows you to face life's challenges with a sense of inner peace and assurance. While gratitude helps you stay grounded and positive, humility keeps you open to learning and growth. Humility is the recognition that no matter how much you achieve or know, there's always more to learn and room to improve. This mindset is essential for long-term confidence because it prevents arrogance and keeps you focused on becoming better, not just proving yourself. Humility allows you to stay curious and open-minded. Instead of clinging to the idea that you have all the answers, you embrace the fact that growth is a lifelong journey. This willingness to learn, adapt, and grow is what keeps your confidence rooted in reality, rather than in a fragile need for validation. When you're humble, you're more likely to seek feedback, ask for help, and continuously improve, all of which contribute to lasting confidence. Humility isn't about downplaying your strengths or undermining your achievements. It's about recognizing that there's always more to learn and that others have valuable insights to offer. Let's explore a few ways to practice humility in your daily life. One of the most practical ways to cultivate humility is by embracing feedback. Instead of viewing criticism as a threat, see it as an opportunity to grow. Actively seek feedback from people you trust and respect, and approach it with an open mind. This practice helps you improve while keeping your ego in check. When you're open to feedback, you demonstrate both humility and a commitment to growth. This willingness to learn and improve builds a deeper, more authentic confidence because you're constantly evolving and becoming better. Remember, confidence doesn't mean you're perfect, it means you're dedicated to continuous improvement. Humility also involves acknowledging that you don't have all the answers. Take time to reflect on areas where you lack knowledge or skills, and use that awareness as motivation to learn and grow. By accepting your limitations, you free yourself from the pressure to be perfect and instead focus on the journey of growth. Recognizing what you don't know isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. It shows that you're secure enough in yourself to admit that there's always more to learn. This mindset not only keeps you humble, but also fosters a deeper sense of self-assurance because you're committed to growth rather than clinging to the illusion of perfection. Another way to practice humility is by genuinely celebrating the successes of others. When you're able to recognize and appreciate the achievements of those around you, you're demonstrating confidence in your own abilities without feeling threatened by others' success. This attitude fosters a sense of community and reinforces the idea that growth and success are not a competition. Celebrating others' wins creates a mindset of abundance. It reminds you that there's enough success and growth to go around and that someone else's achievements don't diminish your own. This perspective not only strengthens your relationships but also reinforces your own confidence because it's rooted in a healthy, supportive environment. Gratitude and humility might seem like quiet virtues, but they're foundational for building the kind of confidence that lasts. Gratitude keeps you focused on what's good in your life, helping you build resilience in the face of challenges. Humility keeps you grounded and open to growth, ensuring that your confidence is built on a solid foundation of continuous improvement and learning. When you consistently practice gratitude and humility, you develop a mindset that's both resilient and confident. You're able to face challenges with optimism, learn from every experience, and support others along the way. This combination of virtues not only builds your self-assurance but also creates a life filled with meaning, growth, and fulfillment. Incorporate these practices into your daily life. Start a gratitude journal, express thanks regularly, seek feedback, and celebrate others' successes. The more you cultivate these qualities, the more resilient and confident you'll become, knowing that your strength is rooted not in ego, but in a deep appreciation for life and a commitment to continuous growth. Encourages a balanced approach to confidence building that's rooted in both strength and humility. Life is constantly changing, and much of what we experience is beyond our control. The Stoics teach us to accept impermanence and to flow with change rather than resist it. Confidence isn't about having everything figured out, it's about being adaptable and resilient in the face of uncertainty. When you accept that change is inevitable, you stop clinging to what was and start embracing what is. This mindset allows you to navigate life's ups and downs with confidence, knowing that you have the ability to adapt and thrive no matter what happens. Practice embracing change rather than fearing it. See each new chapter as an opportunity for growth and learning. By letting go of the need for certainty, you develop a flexible confidence that can weather any storm. Change is one of life's only constants, yet it's something many of us resist. Whether it's a career shift, a relationship ending, or unexpected life events, change can be unsettling. But in Stoicism, change is seen not as something to fear, but as an essential part of growth. The Stoics believe that true strength comes from our ability to adapt and find meaning in the inevitable transitions of life. Today, we'll explore real-life examples of individuals who found strength by embracing change and practical exercises to help you cultivate adaptability. Life is full of twists and turns, and it's often in those moments of change that we discover our true strength. The more you learn to embrace change rather than resist it, the more adaptable, resilient, and confident you become. Let's look at how some people have turned life's biggest transitions into opportunities for growth. Change can be daunting, but it's also a powerful catalyst for growth. Here are a few real-life examples of individuals who turned challenges into opportunities by embracing change. Before J.K. Rowling became one of the world's most successful authors, she faced significant hardships. She was a single mother, struggling with depression and financial difficulties. But instead of resisting the changes and challenges in her life, she used them as motivation to pour her heart into writing. The result was the creation of the Harry Potter series, which has since touched millions of lives worldwide. Rowling's story is a testament to the power of embracing change and turning adversity into an opportunity for growth. Rowling's journey shows us that even when life takes unexpected turns, there's potential for something great to emerge. By adapting to her circumstances and focusing on what she could control, her writing, she transformed her life. This is a powerful example of how embracing change can lead to growth and unexpected success. Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple, is another example of someone who embraced change and turned it into strength. In 1985, Jobs was famously ousted from Apple, the very company he helped create. But instead of letting this setback define him, he used it as an opportunity to explore new ventures. He founded Next and acquired Pixar, both of which played a pivotal role in his later success. When Jobs returned to Apple in 1997, he led the company to unprecedented heights, revolutionizing technology and the way we live today. Jobs' story is a reminder that sometimes, life's biggest challenges are also its greatest opportunities for reinvention. By embracing the change and adapting, Jobs not only found success but also discovered new passions and ways to innovate. This kind of adaptability is what allows people to bounce back from setbacks and emerge even stronger. Malala Yousafzai's life changed dramatically when she was targeted by the Taliban for advocating girls' education. After surviving a gunshot wound, she didn't let fear or anger dictate her future. Instead, she embraced her new reality and used it to amplify her mission. Today, Malala is a global symbol of resilience, courage, and the power of embracing change for a greater purpose. Malala's ability to embrace change and use it as a force for good demonstrates that even the most difficult experiences can lead to powerful transformations. Her story is a profound example of how embracing change can lead not only to personal growth but also to making a positive impact on the world. Adaptability isn't just about reacting to change, it's about preparing yourself mentally and emotionally to handle whatever life throws your way. Let's explore some practical exercises that can help you build the adaptability needed to navigate life's transitions with confidence and resilience. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for cultivating adaptability because it helps you stay grounded in the present moment, rather than worrying about the future or clinging to the past. When change occurs, our minds often spiral into fear and anxiety about what's to come. By practicing mindfulness, you can train yourself to stay calm, focused, and open to new possibilities, no matter what changes are happening around you. Start by dedicating a few minutes each day to mindfulness practice. This could be as simple as focusing on your breath, noticing the sensations in your body, or observing your thoughts without judgment. The more you practice mindfulness, the better equipped you'll be to adapt to change because you'll be less likely to get swept away by fear or resistance. Mindfulness doesn't eliminate change, but it does help you navigate it with greater clarity and composure. By staying present and focused, you build the mental resilience needed to handle transitions with grace. Journaling is an excellent way to process changes in your life and reflect on how they've contributed to your growth. When you take the time to write about the transitions you've experienced, whether positive or challenging, you gain insights into how those changes have shaped who you are today. This practice helps you recognize the growth that comes from embracing change, reinforcing your belief in your ability to adapt. Start by writing about a significant change you've experienced in the past, perhaps a career shift, a move, or a personal transformation. Reflect on the fears or uncertainties you felt at the time, and then consider how you grew from that experience. What new strengths, insights, or opportunities did the change bring into your life? By reflecting on these transitions, you build confidence in your ability to handle future changes with resilience and an open mind. Journaling helps you connect the dots between past changes and present growth. The more you see how change has positively shaped your life, the more adaptable and confident you become in facing whatever comes next. One of the most powerful ways to build adaptability is by regularly reflecting on how past changes, even the difficult ones, have ultimately led to growth. When you take the time to look back at your life's journey, you'll often find that the challenges and changes you once resisted were the very things that propelled you forward. Think about a time when you faced a major change, something that felt overwhelming or even frightening at the moment. Now consider where that change has led you. Did it open up new opportunities? Did it help you discover strengths you didn't know you had? Did it bring new people or experiences into your life? Reflecting on these questions reminds you that change, while uncomfortable, often leads to the growth and evolution you need. The more you acknowledge the positive outcomes of past changes, the more confident and adaptable you'll feel in the face of future transitions. You'll begin to see change not as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth, adventure, and new possibilities. Embracing change isn't about pretending that it's easy, it's about recognizing that growth and transformation often happen outside of our comfort zones. When you cultivate adaptability through practices like mindfulness, journaling, and reflecting on past growth, you build the resilience and confidence needed to navigate life's transitions with grace and purpose. Remember, change is inevitable, but how you respond to it is within your control. By embracing change, you unlock new possibilities, discover hidden strengths, and build a mindset that's prepared for anything life throws your way. The more you practice adaptability, the more resilient, confident, and open to growth you become. Incorporate these exercises into your routine. Practice mindfulness to stay present. Journal about your transitions, and regularly reflect on how past changes have led to growth. The more you embrace change as a natural and necessary part of life, the more you'll find that your confidence and resilience grow stronger with every new challenge. Finally, unshakable confidence comes from having a growth mindset, the belief that your abilities, intelligence, and talents can be developed through effort and learning. The Stoics believe that life is a constant journey of improvement, and by embracing this mindset, you empower yourself to grow through every experience. When you adopt a growth mindset, you see challenges as opportunities to learn rather than threats. Failure isn't something to fear, it's a stepping stone toward growth. Confidence grows when you know that no matter where you start, you can always improve with effort and time. Commit to embracing a growth mindset in everything you do, whether you're facing setbacks, trying something new, or working on a long-term goal. Remind yourself that growth is the goal, not perfection. With this mindset, your confidence will be rooted not in what you've achieved, but in your ability to keep growing and learning. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities, intelligence, and talents can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. In contrast to a fixed mindset, where people believe their traits are unchangeable, a growth mindset empowers you to embrace challenges, learn from feedback, and see failure as a stepping stone to success. The Stoics believed in the power of continuous growth and improvement, and a growth mindset is the foundation for building resilience and self-assurance. With a growth mindset, setbacks become opportunities, and effort is seen as the path to mastery. This mindset not only builds resilience but also fosters a deep sense of confidence because it shifts your focus from needing to be perfect to embracing the journey of becoming better every day. When you adopt a growth mindset, you begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than threats. Instead of being discouraged by failure, you recognize it as a natural part of the learning process. This perspective builds resilience because it allows you to bounce back from setbacks with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. Over time, as you continue to grow and improve, your confidence strengthens, not because you're perfect, but because you trust in your ability to learn and adapt. People with a growth mindset don't see their abilities as fixed. They believe they can get better through hard work, perseverance, and a willingness to learn. This belief system creates resilience because it means that no challenge is insurmountable. You can always improve, learn, and grow from every experience. Confidence, then, comes not from always getting it right, but from knowing that even when things go wrong, you have the capacity to improve and succeed. A growth mindset is something you can develop with practice, by focusing on effort over outcomes, seeking feedback, and celebrating progress rather than perfection. You can cultivate a mindset that supports resilience and lasting self-assurance. Let's dive into some practical strategies that can help you nurture this mindset in your daily life. One of the key principles of a growth mindset is valuing effort more than results. In a fixed mindset, success is often defined by outcomes, getting an A on a test, winning a competition, or achieving a specific goal. But when you focus only on outcomes, you miss the value of the learning process. A growth mindset, on the other hand, emphasizes effort as the path to growth. The idea is that the more you focus on improving your skills and putting in the work, the more progress you'll make, regardless of the outcome. To develop this mindset, start by setting goals that focus on the process rather than the result. For example, if you're learning a new skill, instead of setting a goal like I want to master this skill in a month, focus on consistent effort, like I will practice this skill for 30 minutes every day. By focusing on the process, you shift your attention to what you can control, your effort and improvement, rather than getting caught up in the pressure of achieving a specific outcome. Over time, this shift in focus builds confidence because you're consistently making progress. You're no longer measuring your worth by whether you hit a specific target, you're measuring it by the growth and improvement you experience along the way. This approach fosters resilience because even if the results don't come immediately, you know you're moving in the right direction. People with a growth mindset actively seek feedback because they see it as an essential tool for improvement. Rather than avoiding criticism or seeing it as a negative, they view feedback as valuable information that helps them get better. Seeking feedback not only accelerates your growth, but also builds resilience by teaching you to view setbacks as learning opportunities. The next time you're working on a project or learning a new skill, ask for feedback from someone you trust. Be open to what they have to say, even if it's not what you were hoping to hear. The goal is not to be perfect, it's to learn and grow. When you approach feedback with curiosity rather than defensiveness, you're more likely to make meaningful progress. Remember, feedback isn't a reflection of your worth, it's a tool to help you get better. By embracing feedback as part of your growth journey, you build confidence because you're constantly learning and improving. This mindset also makes you more resilient because it helps you bounce back from mistakes with new insights and strategies. One of the biggest traps people fall into is striving for perfection. Perfectionism can be paralyzing because it sets impossible standards and leaves little room for mistakes. But in a growth mindset, the focus is on progress, not perfection. By celebrating small wins and acknowledging the progress you're making, you reinforce the belief that growth is an ongoing journey. Start by tracking your progress in a journal or a habit tracker. Each day, note the small wins you achieved, whether it's sticking to a new routine, learning something new, or simply pushing through a challenging moment. By celebrating these wins, you build momentum and reinforce the idea that every step forward is a success, no matter how small. Progress builds confidence because it shows you that you're moving in the right direction, even if it's at a gradual pace. When you celebrate progress rather than chasing perfection, you remove the pressure to get everything right and instead focus on consistent improvement. This shift not only boosts your confidence, but also makes you more resilient when setbacks occur because you're focused on growth, not flawless execution. A growth mindset is about believing in your capacity to learn, grow, and improve through effort and perseverance. By focusing on effort over outcomes, seeking feedback, and celebrating progress, you create a mindset that's resilient and confident. You start to see challenges as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, and success as a byproduct of consistent growth. With a growth mindset, confidence doesn't come from knowing it all, it comes from knowing that you're committed to learning, improving, and becoming better each day. This perspective builds resilience because it allows you to keep moving forward even when the path is uncertain or difficult. You're not limited by your current abilities, you're empowered by your potential to grow. Incorporate these tips into your daily routine, focus on the process, seek feedback, and celebrate your progress. The more you practice a growth mindset, the more resilient, adaptable, and confident you'll become. You'll start to see every challenge as a chance to grow and every setback as a stepping stone on your journey to self-mastery. Building unshakable confidence isn't about a quick fix or a single strategy. It's about cultivating a mindset and a way of living that aligns with your values, embraces growth, and faces challenges with courage. The 10 principles we've discussed today offer a roadmap to developing the kind of confidence that remains steady, no matter what life throws at you. Remember, confidence isn't about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about trusting yourself, embracing discomfort, and committing to continuous growth. When you align your actions with these principles, you'll discover a confidence that is not only unshakable but deeply fulfilling. If you found value in this video, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights on Stoicism, personal growth, and living with purpose. Share this video with someone who could benefit from it, and let's continue to build confidence together, one principle at a time. Until next time, stay strong, stay wise, and stay stoic.